Spriken life. Placeholder intro. Testing of my voice. Oh, hello, and welcome to Spriken Studios. Yeah! I'm your host, Mr.Spriken, and today we're in for a lot of fun. Have you ever wanted to make your own custom character using a mishmash of kits? Kit bash, if you will? Well, you've come to the right place if you answered yes, or even maybe. That is because we're going to be making our very own custom character from this Stylet XF3. Ooh. Yes. And other kits, which I will show. Where was I? I lost my place. Making your own custom character is pretty easy. Now, hear me out. Sure, you gotta have a bunch of kits and figure out how they all go together. But really, it all just starts with an idea. And an idea needs inspiration. So where do you get inspired? Go online, Google things, look up vehicles, superheroes, monsters, anything like that that could spark your imagination to figure out how you want to recreate what you see in kit form. For me, that inspiration for the Stylet was the Avro Arrow, Canada's super mystical, legendary, elite interceptor fighter jet. Yes, seen here. It's super nice. So I took that idea and I wanted to make a frame arms girl, the very first super Canuck Canadian frame arms girl, Avro Arrow, and I did just that. So that was done in 2018. And I desperately wanted to take what I learned from making her and put it towards a Mark II version. So to create the original, I used the Stylet AIS color scheme version. Really just the original Stylet in different color. What else did we use? We used the Cat Sith high grade. I saw it one day at a local hobby store and thought, that's amazing. I could really use those wings. And finally, we're going to be using a Megami device kit. Now, what the heck could I be using from here? Doesn't look like there's much parts I would really need. Well, false. The Scout version here comes with a weapon that has some little wing thingies. Those are the kits in the kit bash. Okay, so don't be scared. It may seem like a lot of kits and a lot of work, but you can do it. Because I can do it. If I could do it, anybody can do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll see. All you have to do is build various kits and then just take parts and just see if they fit into other So here's all the bits and parts we need to create Mark II Avro Arrow. I've decided that I did need some extra parts from another Frame Armor Girl kit, and that is these little pigtails. They actually come with Arletizia kits over here. Hello. That's going to give the short hair we need to articulate and not get in the way of these big, huge honkin' wings. As you can see, I also have little bow ribbons for her hair to match the Mark I Avro Arrow. And if we have time, we're going to do up a nice drone for her. Now, this upgraded Stylet kit came with a better Gatling gun, which we are going to use, and upgraded missiles, which we're also going to use. These are the Megami Device Scout wing things that went on her weapon, and we're going to fill those holes in with putty very easily, like we did before, and put those on her. And it should look amazing. Part of building and making cool things is knowing when to stop and take a break. And eat lunch, like I am going to do. What are we going to eat today? We're going to eat cheese buns. Oh. What are we going to do with them? We're going to toast them. Make sure to put on the bagel setting. Ah! Looks like some flamage is coming. Or smoke. Make sure to be very safe when operating kitchen appliances. I already had one done. And on that, we are going to hope that doesn't put off the smoke alarm. Ah, what do I do? Wait a second. Don't panic. So, lunch has been eaten. It is time to resume customizing. For that, we're going to need our pin vise set. Oh, hey, look at this. Hey. So we need to get these pegs, seen here, to fit into these Tetris squares. Like this. So to do that, let's get a rough estimate of how big these things are. They look to be about 2.5, or maybe 3 millimeters? Yeah, perhaps 3. So, let's give a try. Okay, let's get in here and take the screws to it. It's kind of scary, but invigorating at the same time. This is just a, what's this called? File? Yeah. So here's the after of our efforts. I shall show you. Now, I left a tiny bit of room in between. As you can see, it's not completely flush, but that's because I think if I get it completely flush, it might be rubbing against her arms. So I'm going to leave that for now as is. It's very firm, snug fit, nice, won't fall off, and yeah, we don't need to find any extra parts. We'll move on to the next thing, which is filling holes using epoxy putty. But first, I just want to mention, if you don't have a pack like this of pin vise things, this is from Mr. Hobby, yeah. Really cheap, amazing. You could probably find it online or on Amazon or something. But yeah, you don't need a set like this. You could always just get a set from your local hardware store or something, and that just has different drill bits to put on. Very nice. Also, get yourself some files of various kinds and grits. That is super handy as well. I lied. Before we move on to filling in these, I said, before we move on to filling in these holes in the back flap fin thingies with our Tamiya epoxy putty, I think I will make a little hole for the, see the back of this? So it can kind of guide where the glue will hold this so it'll stick better. Can you see that little hole? Yeah. Just pin vise the little hole and it's stuck right in. Just like so. Ta-da! Let's get started using Tamiya epoxy putty. Comes in these little packs here. One is like a catalyst, the other is like the main component. And you just mix equal parts. And then, yeah, given enough time, it dries into a super hard substance. Before we start mixing it together and using it, we got to identify what exactly we need to fill. So we know right off the bat, we need to fill the holes in these fin thingies. The rectangle thingies here, maybe these. Keep it nice and flush. I think I'm going to fill them on her to give it a more uniform, kind of clean look. Because I'm not going to be adding any additional things onto her from here. Or like on the back. I don't think I'm going to be using this peg. If I'm going to use a stand, it's going to be through here. So I can cover up this middle hole as well. Maybe fix these top squared off bits because we're not going to be needing that to show right there, which serves no purpose for us. The other ones have the wheels, which is nice. Working with this epoxy putty is super easy, you'll see. First, we're just going to cut off equal parts of this, and it really goes a long way, so we're not going to do much. We're just going to cut a sliver. Doesn't have to be super exact, but the more off you are, the less it's going to cure properly. But so far I've never had an issue, so take that for what it is. So let's get mixing these. What I like to do is I just like to put them together and then I flatten it out. I'm going to take a little bit of water on the fingers, just kind of get it all in there, and then I'm going to just flatten it out, and then I do these little things where I twist it, kind of like Play-Doh, right? And then I squish it some more, roll it back on itself, twist it up, and then we're going to do the whole worm making. So right now you can see it's still like all marbled with the white and the orange. We want it to be a nice light orangish yellow hue, which I will show you. So check it out, here it is. This is how it should look in the middle. Not quite super orange, not quite white, but a good blend of the two. So we're just going to, it does dry out kind of quick, so if you need to restart reworking it, just add a tiny bit of water to your fingers. Yoink. And then we're going to get it in there. And just push with our finger to fill it. That looks pretty nice. And we want to get rid of some excess, so we're going to just take something flat like this. What are these things called? Toothpicks? Come on. Can you see? Not sticking out, poking out anywhere. It's flat, flush. Oh no, we've lost daylight. See? Ugh. What were all of those weird lines? What am I even talking about? Who knows? Yeah, we lost the daylight. So all filming henceforth will suck because of the garbage lighting in my house. See? I got these weird lights that make lines everywhere. Here we are in a brand new day, ready to do some sanding. Ooh. Yeah, we don't have very many parts to sand, and they're all really tiny, but nonetheless, we shall still do it. Yeah, that's going to be super easy. So we got our sanding stick thingy here, and our bit, and we're just going to do some very light sanding away at it, making sure we're not smoothing out the edges of the shoulder so we can keep all the sharp detail. We just want to get this circle bit flush with the rest. Yeah, just take your time, relax, sip a cup of cozy, which is coffee in Spriken language, and enjoy the ASMR sensations of the sanding process. So we ran into a bit of a snag here when putting together our custom stylet. Everything fit nice, except we're having issues with the hair. It would appear that when we fasten the wings directly to her backpack thingy, or back port, it's too snug to her body then. So we don't get a lot of place to put the hair, except flying behind it, which is not ideal. Now with our first Mark I Avro Arrow, we didn't have this issue as much because the connector piece, let's see if we can get that, the connector piece back there was a little bit more bulky. It pushed it out so the hair could kind of rest behind a little bit easier. Like I said, it still wasn't ideal because the hair doesn't really get to move around much. But we hoped to fix that with shorter pigtails. But yeah, this doesn't solve it. So I reached into the endless well of bits, and I got bits from my Killer Beak MSG parts again, which is great because it provided the connector piece for that, and it's going to provide little connector pieces that'll help this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take two of these, that's all we have, we're going to take two of them, and we're going to, if I can do it on camera, we're going to drill deeper into this so that these sit flush into here, and then our wings are going to be able to sit nicely into here. I'll give you a little crude example if I can do it one-handed. Yeah, just like, yeah, so it's all going to be flush together, and it's going to look pretty nice, I think. And it's going to provide us that little bit of space we need for the hair to rest down. Yeah, we attach some flush against there. They're going to fit now perfectly in here. There. Nice and flush. It's not going to look strange. It's going to look nice and connected. She's all fitted with her parts and her little buddy down there. And as you can see, the hair has a place to fall behind her head in between the wings, which is what we wanted. We didn't want them just to fall behind on the wings. And I'll show you in back here what the connectors did for us. The extension to connect the wings to the backpack gave us that little bit of room to rest the hair in between, which is all we wanted. As you can see, kind of a different angle here. So that worked nicely. Yay! Just realized our Facebook group, Mecha Girl Modelers HQ, just reached 500 members. Yeah! We're on our way, folks. We disassemble. This is often a tedious and annoying job. Made easier with a little screwdriver, a hobby knife, this Gundam part separator thing. I use this basic tool set from Tamiya, and it comes with screwdrivers and nippers and such. And yeah, I find these really helpful to get in between parts that are stubborn and just give it a little twist and they come off. So yeah, we gotta explode this poor girl here into many bits and then get them on alligator clips, and then we can start priming. Wow, that's a lot of parts. Don't be intimidated by this. It looks like a lot of work, and it is, but it'll be worth it in the end. This is if you're going to be airbrushing it, of course. If you're going to be hand painting, then simply masking off parts and painting that way, or even just freestyling without masking, that will work too. We're going to have to clip all these up with our dozens of alligator clips. And then we stick them on these little boards, and we'll be ready to prime it all up. So for primer, we could always go with some of this Citadel white spray can, make it super fast, but sadly I'm almost out of this, so that kind of sucks. I have this lead belcher, which is awesome. I'll be doing that for some of the parts that are going to remain metallic, silvery, for quickness. I do have a gray Citadel spray, but since it's going to be white, we want it to want to prime it with something, well, white. And I don't really have any white primer, so we will use this Surface Primer Gray by Vallejo. This stuff's good. Now, it says gray, but it's really, 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 really super light gray. So, yeah, this will do the trick. Oh, yes. And so, I don't forget, we have a pile of other parts in here that aren't going to get spray painted with our airbrush. We have these face plates for her from the Stylet box. These are her original faces. They look really cute, so I don't think I'm going to rub them off. I think I'm going to look in the bits drawer here for various face plates from other kits. I'm sure I have lots of extras, as you can see, poking through here and there. And I'm going to remove the dull and boring original faces of some of them. And yeah, put on some custom decals and such. Wait. Got some bad news. The video's over. Yep. I only made it this far and then I quit. Burned everything down. Threw it all in the garbage. Moved town. Adios. Of course I am joking. This video just ran too long, so it's gotta be 2 parts. But don't worry. The second part's coming tomorrow, so please stay tuned. As you can see, I'm working on the second one right now. So, it's a guarantee. It'll be up tomorrow. You'll be able to see the finished product in all its glory. So, thanks for sticking around this long, or if you just skimmed through, still cool. And thank you. Come back! Spriken Life. Placeholder outro. Yeah. Like and subscribe.